It's so easy to be great nowadays because most of the world is weak.
Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks.
There has never been an easier time in human history to succeed.
The bar has never been set lower.
It's so easy to win.
It seems as though our competition is asleep. Everybody is distracted and nobody wants to work hard.
A bit of consistency, intentionality, resilience, and a gram of talent will make you into an absolute killer.
You can't be lazy and make it. The ones who grind, get it.
Everyone is happy to settle for an average life, happy to settle for less than their worth, but not us.
See, look, the clock is ticking. The clock never stops ticking. Time don't wait for nobody.
See, being average is actually more competitive than being great. Average is safe. It eliminates the risks. While being average is comfortable, nothing great grows in this environment. And paradoxically, by setting yourself a bigger goal, you have less competition.
Everybody just wants to be comfortable.
See, look, the clock is ticking. The clock never stops ticking. Time don't wait for nobody.
Everybody wants to sit on the couch. I don't want to go outside. It's cold. I don't want to do this. It's hot.
Until you realize that you're wasting your life away and that you're not going to be able to get this time back, just set yourself up for failure.
Like, you've got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss.
I'm assuming you came here to learn how you can bring out your greatness, how you can unlock your greatest potential. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we can do just that, because we have an obligation to our younger selves to become our greatest versions.
Every single day is another opportunity that you can turn it around, guys. This air we're breathing is life. You can take this life and transform it the way you want.
You need to lock in. Treat every day like a Monday and every month like a January. If you hold that mindset within you in attacking life, there's no way you can't succeed in this generation, because you will have so much drive that it will actually be harder to not succeed. Once you truly lock in and dedicate yourself towards a worthy endeavor, you are giving yourself the opportunity to fully transform.
You do realize that this could be the year that you change your life if you just lock in?
It's the beginning of October. I have 400 subscribers. I procrastinated for nearly 3.5 years, constantly putting off my goals, constantly stuck indulging in cheap dopamine. I'd say to myself that I was going to sit down and do the work, but I'd just binge watch hours of YouTube and anime instead. But at the beginning of October, I'd had enough. I'd had enough of feeling inspired for a week, but then taking no action, allowing myself to fall off the grind for months at a time, with that cycle constantly repeating itself. Get motivated, be consistent for around 2 days, and then procrastinate for a few weeks. So I decided it was time for my comeback. It was time for me to make the greatest apology to myself. And the only way I could do that was to lock in and consistently show up for myself every day with a relentless work ethic, attacking every goal in my way with as much intensity as possible.
And if you lock in at the end of the year, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm proud.
And that's what brought me here. That's what has brought me to over 20,000 subscribers in 5 months. That's what has driven me to wake up every morning at 6:30 AM to work out. This isn't me trying to brag, but this is me showing you what's possible nowadays if you just try for a few months. I'm still shocked at how quick you can turn your life around, and I know if I can do it, you definitely can. To get ahead of the average man nowadays isn't hard whatsoever. All it takes is some discipline. You're going to have to get up on them mornings when you don't feel like it. You're going to have to get up day after day and consistently put in the work. Mike Tyson has a great quote: discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. Of course, there is going to be days you don't want to get up. There's going to be moments your mind tries to stop you from going to the gym, but as you keep overcoming these excuses, it will eventually get easier, because you will realize that your mind has made up these excuses before and you overcame them. So you will have developed the confidence in yourself to overcome these excuses again, because as the average man scrolls his life away on Instagram and TikTok, addicted to the next dopamine hit,
pleasuring his brain with feel-good chemicals, we will be choosing the hard path.
The path that leads to our success. Our pleasure comes from working hard, from overcoming limits we thought we couldn't surpass. One of the best things you can do for yourself is work out consistently every day. When you push yourself so hard in the gym, things in the outside world seem so much easier, because you have already overcame much greater adversity, and you're not only growing stronger physically, but your mentality is evolving, and it's a beautiful sight. There's a really powerful quote I read that relates to this. Stop thinking you want the result. It's not the result that you're after the person you're creating through the process. This person cannot be stopped. You're creating a person that won't tap when it gets tough. Realize to get ahead in life, you need to become aware of what you don't want. You need to become aware of where you will end up if you keep doing the bad habits you consistently do. Then use that negative energy to launch yourself in the opposite direction, towards your success. Cutting out bad habits is essential. One of the worst habits I had was when I would sit down and attempt to start my work. I'd say to myself, I'll watch some YouTube videos to get myself in the mood for the work. Next thing you know, I'm in a complete rabbit hole of mindless consumption. Watching videos I learned nothing from. The only thing I received was a quick hit of dopamine and some cheap entertainment. Imagine trying to be productive and starting your day like this. Saying how I wanted to accomplish all these big goals but was consistently feeding myself cheap dopamine. My work ethic was a joke, so I had to cut out this bad habit. I replaced the cheap entertainment with content I actually learned from, and with people who inspired me to take action, allowing them to program my mind for success. So figure out the faces you are using to avoid doing your work, and then go and cut them out. Don't allow yourself to indulge in them until you have completed the tasks you've set for yourself. If you can transform yourself into a person who takes action and reduces the amount of time you procrastinate, you will be so far ahead of the majority of people. I figured out that one of the reasons I would procrastinate so often is because I was trying to accomplish all my goals at once. My daily to-do list was so jam-packed that it was ultimately too overwhelming, and the thought of even starting scared me. So I ultimately got nothing done, and for some strange reason, I kept doing it every day for years, effectively sabotaging my own success. I'd have great ideas but would never follow through with them because I couldn't stop procrastinating. Don Coe says, the greatest skill one can develop is decreasing the amount of time between a day and execution. So break your tasks into smaller ones and become more efficient. This will give you the confidence to complete more tasks, as you now realize you are capable of completing tasks that you've set for yourself, and you won't feel so overwhelmed about doing the tasks you have in front of you. I also realized I had to stop being so negative. I had to stop going into every task with the mindset that I didn't want to be there doing that task, because ultimately you should be expressing gratitude for the simple fact that this is an opportunity for you to grow. Isn't growth what we want? And by consistently doing hard tasks, there's only one outcome, and that's growth. So start being grateful that you have a hard task in front of you, waiting for you to attack, because you are going to become so much better because of it. Through hard work we grow. Peace. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill, right? I will run.
You would not be outworked.
I will not be outworked,
right?
Period.
Yeah.
You know, you might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, you might be sexier than me, you might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's 2 things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple.